Everything you've been taught about reality isn't true. And I don't mean spiritually, I mean scientifically. Quantum physics already proved it. Psychology confirms it. Neuroscience backs it up. But nobody connects these dots for you. Right now, there's a version of you that already solved every problem you're facing. A version that already lives the life you want. A version that doesn't doubt, doesn't struggle, doesn't wait. And that version? It's not in the future. It's happening right now. The only question is, are you ready to access it? Part 1. The 3D prison. Here's what nobody talks about openly. Your entire life, you've been conditioned to obey 3D reality. Think about it. From childhood, you were programmed. Limits are permanent. Your circumstances define your possibilities. Your brain is fixed. Your past determines your future. You need external proof before you can believe. But here's where it gets interesting. Quantum physics shows us that particles exist in multiple states simultaneously, until they're observed. Psychology shows us that your brain restructures itself based on attention, until it's directed elsewhere. Spirituality shows us that consciousness shapes experience, until the perspective shifts. These aren't three separate truths. They're three languages describing the same mechanism. The mechanism of reality formation. Your higher self isn't some mystical concept floating in the ether. Your higher self is you, operating from a different observation point, a different neural pathway, a different consciousness state. And right now, you're locked into observing only the limited version, not because the limited version is real, but because you've been trained to look there. Part 2. The higher self awakening. Let me be direct. Your higher self is the integrated version of you. Here's what neuroscience shows us. Your brain has multiple processing systems, one locked in survival mode, one capable of visionary thinking. Here's what quantum ideas suggest. Observation literally creates outcome. Your attention determines which version of you emerges. Here's what psychological research confirms. Belief systems reshape neural pathways. What you think you can access, you actually can access. It's not separate systems. It's the same system observed from different angles. Your 3D self operates from the patterns you've practiced, the beliefs you've internalized, the fears you've accumulated, the identity you've accepted. Your higher self operates from unrestricted potential, neuroplasticity, your brain can rewire, psychological flexibility, you can shift perspective, quantum possibility, multiple outcomes exist simultaneously. Here's what's wild. Your higher self has already processed solutions to every problem. Neuroscience calls it your unconscious mind. Psychology calls it your optimal self. Spirituality calls it your higher consciousness. Same thing, different vocabulary. The problem isn't that it doesn't exist. The problem is your attention is pointed elsewhere. You're broadcasting on the frequency of doubt, limitation, and proof-seeking. But your higher self broadcasts on the frequency of knowing, possibility, and trust. Same radio, different stations. The signal is always there. You just need to retune. Part 3. The mechanism of reality obstruction. Let's talk about the actual mechanism of obstruction. In quantum physics, particles exist in superposition until observed. In neuroscience, your brain only processes information it's tuned to notice. In psychology, your identity acts as a filter for what you allow yourself to access. These are describing the same phenomenon. Right now, you have a fundamental operating system. This OS was programmed by what you experienced as a child, neurology, what you came to believe about yourself, psychology, what the world reflected back to you, spiritual/relational. This OS looks like, I'm limited, I need proof, I need permission, I need to struggle. And every single day, your brain is filtering reality through this lens. Your higher self is literally broadcasting infinite signals, opportunities, insights, synchronicities, inspirations. But your neural filters can't process them because they don't match your operating system. It's like having someone speak Chinese to you all day. When you only know English, they're shouting. You can't hear. Not because the signal is weak, because you're not tuned to receive it. So you experience missed opportunities. You literally didn't see them. Ignored intuition, your brain filtered it out. Self-sabotage, your OS redirected you to safety. Stuck patterns, your identity confirmed your limitation, and you think they're the problem, when actually, your operating system is the problem. Your higher self hasn't stopped trying to reach you, you've just stopped being able to hear it. Part 4. The Quantum Bridge Protocol. So here's how you start to stop obeying 3D reality. Step 1. Conscious observation shift. Right now, you're unconsciously observing from your conditioned 3D perspective. You need to become aware of this observation. Start noticing. What beliefs are you assuming to be true? What limitations are you automatically accepting? Where are you obeying rules that don't actually serve you? This awareness creates a quantum superposition of your old self and new self. You exist in both simultaneously now. Step 2. Entanglement with higher self. Your higher self isn't separate from you, it's entangled. In quantum mechanics, when particles are entangled, changing one instantly affects the other, across any distance. You entangle by meditation with intentional focus on your higher self. Speaking to your higher self, literally, asking it for guidance, not information. Feeling like you've already received it. Moving through the day as if you're the highest version. This sounds simple because it is, but most people don't do it because they still obey the 3D rule. It can't be that simple. Step 3. Frequency calibration. This is where neuroscience and psychology intersect with the quantum model. Your repeated thoughts literally reshape your neural pathways. Your emotional state literally activates different brain networks. Your attention literally determines what you perceive as possible. Higher self broadcasts on the frequency of limitless, certainty, not blind belief but evidence-based confidence, abundance, thinking in terms of opportunity and flow, not scarcity. Aligned action, moving toward what matters, not grasping for outcome. Psychological flexibility, adapting to new information, not rigidity. Your 3D self broadcasts on doubt, requiring proof before you move. Scarcity, seeing resources as finite, competition as real. Desperate action, forcing outcomes, burning energy. Psychological rigidity, that's how it's always been. You need to deliberately rewire your broadcast, not by denying reality, but by expanding how you see it. Through choosing thoughts aligned with your values, not your fears. Feeling emotions as if the challenge is manageable, not impossible. Speaking with authority about your direction, not hesitation. Taking aligned action from clarity, not desperate scrambling. Every single choice is a vote for which version of you becomes real. Step 4. Embody the frequency before the result appears. This is where psychology meets quantum thinking. Your brain doesn't distinguish between real and imagined experiences. Neuroscience shows visualizing an action activates the same neural pathways as performing it. Psychology shows your self-concept determines what you allow yourself to access. So you have to become the person before the circumstance confirms it, not through reckless behavior, through aligned thinking and aligned action. Before the money arrives, think from abundance. Focus on opportunities, not lack. before the relationship manifests. Love yourself the way a beloved person would before the opportunity arrives. Act from clarity, make decisions aligned with your values before the healing happens. Feel capable, trust your resilience, your agency. This isn't delusional, this is neural priming. You're literally rewiring your brain to recognize and move toward what you desire. Most people do the opposite. They focus on scarcity and prove to themselves it's justified. They reject themselves and confirm they're unworthy. They stay in stagnation and verify they're stuck. Every thought, every emotion, every action becomes evidence that supports their belief. It's a self-reinforcing loop, but your higher self operates in a different loop, where thinking leads to noticing, noticing leads to action, action leads to evidence of possibility. That's the real mechanism of change.
Step 5, stop negotiating with 3D reality. This is the big one most people miss. You're constantly proving to the universe that you believe the limitations. You're saying, show me the money and then I'll believe in abundance. Your higher self is saying, believe in abundance and the money appears. 3D consciousness says, prove it first. Quantum consciousness says, believe it first. You have to stop asking for proof. You have to stop negotiating. You have to stop doubting. Act as if, live as if, speak as if. Part 5, the acceleration sequence. Now we get to the advanced work, because understanding these steps intellectually, that's only 5% of the equation. The other 95% is embodiment. See, your higher self doesn't just think differently, it operates differently at every level. Nervous system level. This is where neuroscience gets real. Your nervous system has 2 main states: survival mode, sympathetic, contraction, protection, scarcity, flow mode, parasympathetic, expansion, creativity, abundance. Right now, your operating system keeps you locked in survival mode. Your nervous system broadcasts danger, even when you're safe, even when opportunities appear. Your brain has learned safe means small, big means dangerous, so it pulls you back every single time. You need to retrain your nervous system through deliberate breathing, vagal toning, embodied practices, moving from possibility, not fear, psychological safety, creating evidence that you can trust yourself. Practice confidence, small wins that retrain the nervous system. This isn't mystical, this is applied neuroscience. Your higher self doesn't run on fear. Your nervous system needs to learn that safety and possibility can coexist. Perceptual level. This is where psychology and quantum ideas actually align. Your brain doesn't perceive objective reality. It perceives the reality your beliefs allow you to see. This is called selective attention. It's neuroscience, not spirituality. Your higher self perceives synchronicity as natural because it's looking for connection, opportunity as available because it's looking for solutions, resources as flowing because it expects generosity in the world. Your 3D self perceives coincidence because it's looking for randomness, obstacles because it's looking for problems, scarcity because it expects lack. Same world, different perception filters. The opportunities exist in both cases, but your 3D self's filter literally makes them invisible. It's not magic, it's how attention works. When you buy a red car, suddenly you see red cars everywhere. Were they always there? Yes, but your perception wasn't tuned to notice them. Same principle applies to opportunity, synchronicity, and abundance. Your higher self isn't seeing different reality. It's tuned to notice what was always there, but invisible to limitation. Behavioral level. Your actions are broadcasting. Every decision you make either votes for the 3D reality, limitation, proof-seeking, safe choices, votes for the quantum reality, bold moves, trust, inspired action. Your higher self doesn't ask, is this safe? Your higher self asks, is this aligned? There's a massive difference. Safety equals 3D thinking. Alignment equals quantum thinking. When you're aligned with your higher self, you'll be called to make decisions that don't make sense, take actions that seem risky, say things that feel vulnerable, move towards situations that feel impossible. This is not recklessness. This is quantum trust. The real challenge. Here's what separates people who access their higher self from people who just read about it. It's the willingness to be wrong about everything. Your entire identity is built on what's worked before, what's safe, what's proven, what's normal, what others validate. And your higher self might ask you to abandon all of it, not because it's spiritual or woke, but because that old framework is what created the limitation in the first place. You can't solve a problem from the same consciousness that created it. Einstein said this. Newton said this. Every genuine breakthrough person said this. So the acceleration sequence requires identity death. Your current self has to dissolve so your higher self can emerge. This isn't comfortable. It's not Instagram pretty. It's real transformation, which is always destructive before it's creative. Reality testing. You'll start getting proof that this works. Synchronicities will multiply. Opportunities will appear. Doors will open. People will support you. But here's the trap. Your 3D mind will try to rationalize this. Oh, that was just luck. That was coincidence. I made that happen with effort. No, you shifted your frequency and reality responded. Don't rationalize it back into 3D thinking. Acknowledge it. Own it. Expand it. Full integration. Eventually, you stop doing these practices. Not because you've graduated, but because you've become this frequency. Your higher self isn't something you access. It becomes what you are. And here's what's wild about that state. Life stops being a struggle. It becomes a dance. Problems stop appearing as obstacles. They appear as invitations. Other people stop being competitors. They become collaborators. Time stops being an enemy. It becomes your ally. Scarcity stops being real. Abundance becomes obvious. Your circumstances don't change because they were always this way. You are just observing from the 3D perception. Part 6. The resistance you'll face. Most people never even get to part 6. They quit before they start. Now let's talk about something nobody wants to admit. The biggest obstacle to accessing your higher self isn't external. It's not the society. It's not your circumstances. It's not bad luck. It's you. More specifically, it's the resistance that lives inside you. See, your higher self exists in a state of radical vulnerability. It's not defended. It's not protecting itself. It's not proving anything. Your 3D self? Your 3D self is armored. Years of hurt, years of rejection, years of failure. Your 3D self built walls to protect you, and now those walls are blocking the signal. Part of you doesn't want to access your higher self, because your higher self means no more excuses, no more playing small, no more blaming others, no more waiting for permission, no more somebody else is responsible. Your 3D self loves having a reason why it can't win. I don't have money. The market isn't right. I'm not ready. I need more knowledge. People don't understand me. These aren't reasons. These are permissions to stay small. And your 3D self clings to them. Because the moment you access your higher self, you become 100% responsible for your life. And that's terrifying. Because if you fail now, you can't blame anyone else. So your psyche will create obstacles. Sudden doubts, unexpected emergencies, people who try to pull you down, temptations back to old patterns, logical reasons why this won't work. This is called upper limit problem. Your nervous system has a ceiling on how much good you can experience. And when you start approaching that ceiling, everything inside you fights to pull you back down. It feels like the universe is against you. It's not. It's your own ceiling trying to contain you. Recognizing the resistance, your higher self shows up as clarity, knowing what to do without overthinking. Ease, things flow even when challenging. Resonance, something feels right in your body. Your 3D resistance shows up as confusion, too many options, analysis paralysis. Friction, everything feels effortful and hard. Dissonance, something feels wrong despite logic. Here's the catch that most people miss. Your 3D self masquerades as your intuition. You'll feel fear and think it's divine guidance. You'll feel doubt and think it's protection. You'll feel struggle and think it's the universe testing you. But that's backwards. Your higher self communicates through knowing, not through fear. It moves with conviction, not with doubt. It flows with ease, not through force. The resistance you feel, that's not your higher self. That's your nervous system, your beliefs, your conditioning, fighting to keep you safe in the small version. So you need to develop an internal compass, not belief, not faith. Actual body awareness. Can you feel the difference between wisdom and fear? Real intuition and nervous system alarm? Aligned action and desperate grasping? That's the skill that determines everything. Part 7, the final threshold. There's one more step that separates people who access their higher self permanently from people who just experience it temporarily.
You now understand the architecture, the 3D prison, the mechanism of obstruction, the quantum psychology spirituality intersection, the protocol for change, the resistance you'll face. Most people will forget this by tomorrow. Not because it's not real, but because comfort is stronger than truth. And going back to the known is easier than stepping into the unknown. But this is actually the threshold. When things fall apart is exactly when your higher self starts to emerge. Because your higher self doesn't break under pressure. It expands. It sees challenges as data, not disaster. It sees obstacles as invitations, not evidence of failure. So when life tests you, you don't retreat to fear. You go deeper into your new frequency. You ask, what does my higher self know about this situation that I'm missing? Not, should I give up? You ask, how can I stay aligned even when circumstances suggest I shouldn't? Not, is this sign telling me to go back? This is the invisible test that determines who actually transforms and who just had a nice experience. Most people fail here because staying in the new frequency is harder than going back. But your higher self was never built for comfort. It was built for truth, and truth remains true even when things fall apart. Permanent transformation requires you to become your higher self, not access it, not experience it, become it. This is where the rubber meets the road. Step 1, reprogram your identity. Your current identity is your nervous system's operating system. It's built on stories you accepted as truth, patterns you practiced until they became automatic, beliefs that became neural pathways, labels that became self-fulfilling prophecies. This identity cannot access your higher self because your higher self operates on a different OS. So you have to deliberately overwrite the program, not through endless therapy or processing your past. Through daily practice of the new identity, neuroscience calls this identity-based behavior change. You don't change by understanding your past. You change by practicing your future. Every single morning, wake up as the new version. Every single decision, choose from the new perspective. Every single small action, reinforce the new neural pathway. Your nervous system will resist. Your old habits will pull you back. Your social circle will try to keep you small because your change threatens their stability. But that resistance, it's not evidence that it's wrong. It's evidence that real transformation is happening. Step 2, anchor into the higher self frequency permanently. You can't just visit your higher self and come back. You have to relocate there, make it your default frequency. This means, morning, wake up as your higher self throughout the day. Every decision from higher self perspective when challenged, respond as your higher self would in conflict. Pause and ask, what would my higher self do? Before sleep, review the day as your higher self would. Your higher self doesn't wake up confused about what to do. Your higher self doesn't negotiate with fear. Your higher self doesn't seek permission from others. It acts, it knows, it trusts. And you have to become that consistent, not perfect, but consistent. Step 3, embody the frequency before the result appears. This is where psychology meets quantum thinking. Your brain doesn't distinguish between real and imagined experiences. Neuroscience shows visualizing an action activates the same neural pathways as performing it. Psychology shows your self-concept determines what you allow yourself to access. So you have to become the person before the circumstance confirms it. Not through reckless behavior, through aligned thinking and aligned action. Before the money arrives, think from abundance. Focus on opportunities, not lack. Before the relationship manifests, love yourself the way a beloved person would before the opportunity arrives. Act from clarity. Make decisions aligned with your values before the healing happens. Feel capable. Trust your resilience, your agency. This isn't delusional. This is neural priming. You're literally rewiring your brain to recognize and move toward what you desire. Most people do the opposite. They focus on scarcity and prove to themselves it's justified. They reject themselves and confirm they're unworthy. They stay in stagnation and verify they're stuck. Every thought, every emotion, every action becomes evidence that supports their belief. It's a self-reinforcing loop. But your higher self operates in a different loop, where thinking leads to noticing. Noticing leads to action. Action leads to evidence of possibility. That's the real mechanism of change. Step 4. Become unbothered by other people's disbelief. This is where most people fail. They access their higher self. They feel amazing. They start changing. But then their family doubts them. Their friends question them. Society tells them it's impossible. People mock their transformation, and suddenly, they shrink back. They choose the comfort of being small and believed in over the discomfort of being big and doubted. Your higher self doesn't care if anyone believes. Your higher self isn't doing this for validation. Your higher self is operating from internal certainty, and you have to develop that same unbothered state. People will try to pull you down. Let them. People will doubt you. Let them. People will say it's impossible. Let them. Your job is not to convince anyone. Your job is to become so undeniably real in your transformation that their doubt becomes irrelevant. Step 5. Hold the frequency under pressure. This is where most people break, when life gets hard, when nothing seems to be working, when doubt creeps in. That's when your old frequency tries to take over. Your 3D self whispers, "See? This was never real. Go back." And most people listen. But this is actually the threshold. When things fall apart is exactly when your higher self starts to emerge. Because your higher self doesn't break under pressure, it expands. It sees challenges as data, not disaster. It sees obstacles as invitations, not evidence of failure. So when life tests you, you don't retreat to fear. You go deeper into your new frequency. You ask, what does my higher self know about this situation that I'm missing? Not, should I give up? You ask, how can I stay aligned even when circumstances suggest I shouldn't? Not, is this sign telling me to go back? This is the invisible test that determines who actually transforms and who just had a nice experience. Most people fail here because staying in the new frequency is harder than going back. But your higher self was never built for comfort. It was built for truth. And truth remains true even when things fall apart. You now understand the architecture, the 3D prison, the mechanism of obstruction, the quantum psychology spirituality intersection, the protocol for change, the resistance you'll face, the final threshold, how to hold it all together. Most people will forget this by tomorrow, not because it's not real, but because comfort is stronger than truth, and going back to the known is easier than stepping into the unknown. So here's what separates the people whose lives actually transform from people who just feel inspired for an hour. They take action today, not eventually, not when they're ready. Today. Your higher self exists right now. It's not waiting for the perfect moment. It's not waiting for you to be more prepared. It's waiting for you to choose it. So I want you to ask yourself honestly, are you choosing it or are you staying safe? Because one of those choices is happening right now. Inaction is action, waiting is choosing, there's no neutral. If you're choosing your higher self, make one decision today that it would make. Not perfect, not life-changing. One small decision from clarity instead of fear. That's it. One decision, one aligned action. That's how neural rewiring actually begins. That's how permanent transformation starts, because every aligned action strengthens the new pathway. Every choice from clarity makes clarity stronger. Every step toward your higher self makes that self more real. Your life is either transforming right now, or it's staying the same. Those are your only two choices. The question isn't, should I do this? The question is, who am I choosing to become? Choose, and then act on that choice. Starting today, your higher self is waiting. The work begins now.